Welcome to the 2020 graduation ceremony for the students of the World Maritime University. Our President, Dr. Cleopatra Doumbia Henry, will now give the opening address.
My dear graduates, well, what a year we have had. Whether you've been based here in Malmö, or whether you have spent the last year in your home country, 2020 is a year that has already become a historical milestone. The class of 2020 will go down in WMU's history. Due to the increasing number of COVID-19 cases in the Scania region, we have had to continually adjust our wonderful graduation ceremony to limit potential exposure to the pandemic. I know, dear graduates, that it has been very tough for you, especially those of you who have been based here, far from family and friends. But the reason you will be remembered forever in the annals of WMU is certainly not a negative one. No. You will be remembered for your strength, your resilience, and your true grit in the face of the adversity of the pandemic. You set out on the journey of studying at WMU and gaining your degrees. And that is exactly what you have achieved. The route that you have taken was not one that was mapped out for you before you arrived. And many important aspects of your life here in Malmö were not as any of us had expected. Instead, you have worked together to create a vibrant community in the face of the pandemic. You stuck together to keep each other safe, and you found new ways to deal with the restrictions of life in 2020. Whether that was following outdoor Zumba classes or creating support networks, what you have done is to forge bonds that you have forged within the class of 2020 and will last, I am sure, for the rest of your lives. You have been simply magnificent throughout, and I wish to take and express my dearest thanks to all of you for this tremendous cooperation. In addition to coping with the pandemic, you have taken in 2 accreditation exercises. You are unique, this class. I want to thank you for your contributions to making these a success. We all know how important they are for the university, and in particularly for you on a personal basis. And you have worked hard, following classes and writing dissertations, while also dealing with everything else, including COVID. So this is why you will go on to great things. The strongest steel is forged through tempering, heating it to great temperatures. You can regard yourselves as being made of the finest tempered steel. And I know that you will put the strength and the resilience that you have gained to the service of rebuilding the international maritime community. It has become a cliche to say that we are going to face a new normal. But this is a simple and basic truth. The pandemic has had a terrible effect on members of our community. The pandemic has prevented us, including seafarers who have been not able to disembark from vessels and return home to their loved ones, or the companies that power our world and its essential commerce. And to these seafarers, they have a very special place in our hearts and our prayers. But after destruction comes rebuilding. The effects of the pandemic have allowed us all the opportunity to recalibrate our activities and to consider whether the old established ways are proper and useful for the coming decades. You, the class of 2020, will be the vanguard in the rebuilding process with your expertise, your knowledge, and your experience. We will all rely on you to lead the way into the future. Dear graduates, you are the citizens of our globalized world. Its future rests in your hands. You know and understand the benefits of sustained development, secure governance, and the fight against climate change. You are our ambassadors for the whole of the United Nations system and the opinion formers who will work to achieve the UN Sustainable Development Goals. Bring this knowledge to bear in the rebuilding process so that your values are embedded in the new tomorrow. This weekend, we are celebrating our Malmo-based graduates. In the class of 2020, 115 of you will graduate from the Malmo MSc program, of whom 32 are women. Next week, we will celebrate the achievement of the distance learning students. At the end of 2020, the world will have an additional 226 experts, and in total, WMU will have 5,393 graduates from 170 countries, of whom 1,178 are women. I am honored to have played my part in this, and the part that you too have played. And I wish to congratulate all of you for the great efforts that you have made during this time and your time at WMU. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all our donors, our sponsors, and our supporters who have made it possible for you to study at WMU. To the government of Sweden and the city of Malmö, our generous hosts, to all our generous fellowship donors, and in particular the Nippon Foundation, to the governments and employers who have funded your studies, and to those who have been self-funded, we offer our appreciation and thanks. Our supporters make the unique experience of WMU possible. That they have maintained their support for the class of 2021, our incoming class, is a clear demonstration of the value and the worth of WMU and its graduates to the whole world, not only Maritime. I want to thank especially all of you. I want to thank our wonderful faculty and staff who've borne and steered your path to achieving today. As always, at graduation, we are saying goodbye. But let us say it otherwise. It is just an au revoir, an adieu. We are proud of the class of 2020, of the futures that lie before you, class, and the international impact that you will undoubtedly have as you take your responsibilities in your relevant administrations and institutions. You bear great responsibilities on your shoulders. Make them feel light because you are so well empowered. And I am confident that you, the class of 2020, will have a great and lasting impact on our world. Thank you.
Our guest of honour is the Mayor and Chairperson of Malmö City Council, Ms. Carina Nilsson, and I invite your attention to her address.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the City of Malmö, I would say a big congratulations to you all students here today. Due to the COVID, we cannot gather like we normally would, but this didn't stop us from celebrating this important occasion, your graduation. In Malmö, we are proud of the World Maritime University and very pleased sponsors of the university. We think that it's wonderful that the UN's only building in Sweden is your university, and all the knowledge which is built in there is impressive. The UN Sustainable Development Goals are guiding stars both for the City of Malmö and for the Maritime University. We are at the core of everything we do. We as a city work hard to ensure that our residents know what that happens globally impact us here locally, and also the reverse. What we do here has a direct impact on the surrounding world. Goals like number 14, which highlight the need for protect and to use the ocean and the maritime resources in a sustainable way, are goals which we share. And I wish that you all have that with you in the future. And I also want to highlight goal number 5, gender equality. It's important for the city, and I know it's also for the university. We as a city have a history and a development which is closely linked to the water, from the herring fishing to a harbor that we have invested a lot in. The ocean is important for our city, but as you all know, the role of water and the oceans are also becoming more and more important in global politics. This is just one of the many areas in which you will have an important role to play in the years to come. We do find it extra fitting that our diverse city has been the host of such a diverse student body, and I hope that you have feel that there is someone in Malmö who speaks your language perfect, and that help you to feel very welcome here in the city. Malmö is often described as a young, modern and global city. Indeed, these are the very same characteristics that could describe the World Maritime University students. I'm extra honored as a representative for the city to congratulate all of you to have finished your education this year. I remember seeing some of you unexpectedly outside the building a few weeks ago, and I could feel your happiness at that day, and I share the joy with you, and I want to say that we are very proud of your accomplishments. Now, this part of the journey is coming to an end, And as you all start your next chapter in life, I want to remind you that you are the future leaders within the maritime field, and that we have very high expectations for you all. And you have the latest knowledge and the whole world as your field of work. I do hope that Malmö has a special place in your heart, and either if you stay here more or you will come back to visit you here, I will really say welcome back again to Malmö. So I just finish to saying thank you for your hard work and the best of luck to you all. And once again, a big congratulations from the entire city of Malmö.
The Chancellor of the University, Mr. Ki-Tak Lim, Secretary General of the International Maritime Organization, will now deliver the graduation address.
Dear graduate, it is a great pleasure for me to address you on this very prestigious occasion. Your graduation is a culmination of many months of hard work. And even in today's new normal, it is a joyous and inspiring occasion. I know you all have been affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, which has also had an unprecedented impact on the shipping industry and the seafarers. I have received regular briefings from the President since March this year on the steps taken by the university to ensure health and safety of each student and the successful completion of the academic year. I know this year it is impossible due to current measures in place in Sweden to hold usual magnificent graduation ceremony that many of you saw last year. However, by managing to arrange dedicated online ceremonies, the university has done its utmost effort to ensure that this momentous step in your lives is marked and your achievements are celebrated. I extend my wholehearted congratulations to you for your remarkable achievement. Over the course of the 2020 graduation ceremonies, 224 maritime professionals will receive their degrees and diplomas, bringing the total number of WMU graduates to 5,380. Together, you form a mighty international network and a great force for good in the world. You know, you can rely on each other, on those who came before you, and on the faculty and the staff who have accompanied you on the journey. I express my heartfelt appreciation to all organizations and institutions that provide support to the university to achieve its mission. I'd like to recognize the government of Sweden and the city of Malmö, which has hosted and immensely supported the university since 1983. My deepest gratitude goes to the international donors who have provided fellowships for the class of 2020, particularly the Nippon Foundation, the ITF Seafarers Trust, the TK Foundation, Orient Fund, Stena Rederi, GARD AS, the Norwegian Seafarers Union, the MPA Academy of Singapore, the Government of Australia, Germany, the Republic of Korea, Norway, and South Africa, as well as many governments which have sponsored their employees. Dear graduate, as a WMU graduate myself, I'm sure that journeying at WMU will have a profound impact on your rest of lives. You, the class of 2020, have been equipped with the necessary skill to contribute effectively to the realization of IMO's goal. You had the privilege of being trained at WMU. You are now ready to take your places on the great stage of the world maritime and ocean sectors. I trust you to use your new expertise for the benefit of all of us, and you will foster sustainable development in support of the achievement of the UN Sustainable Development Goals. When you are advising or representing your country, or when you are negotiating with international partners, you will rely on the education and training that you have received at World Maritime University. I'd like you all to keep in mind the UN General Assembly resolution on the ocean and the law of the sea, which for the 12th consecutive years recognized WMU work and encouraged the maritime community at large to continue to support its mission. Dear graduate, the future is yours. You are the next generation of maritime leaders. You have been equipped to work in the international maritime and ocean community. Its success rests on your shoulders. The maritime sector will lead considerable efforts from all of you to support recovery and to rebuild after the pandemic. I believe that this rebuilding could not rest in better hands. Do not forget, it will be our concerted effort that will ensure that our beautiful oceans are passed on to future generations, and that the shipping industry maintain the course to achieve sustainable shipping for a sustainable planet. I congratulate you on your achievement and hope to meet you all in person on future occasions. Thank you.
I now invite the President to the lectern for the conferral of an honorary award.
By the authority vested in me by the Charter, Statutes and Rules of the World Maritime University, I hereby present the award in absentia of Outstanding Alumnus.
In recognition of his long and distinguished career in the service of the Government of Malaysia, and in his work to build international cooperation in maritime-related issues through constructive dialogue, the award of Outstanding Alumnus is made to His Excellency Ambassador Azfar bin Mohammed Mustafa of Malaysia, who received his Master of Science in Maritime Affairs in 2001, specializing in maritime administration, and his PhD degree in 2011. Would the graduands please stand for the conferral of their degrees? The President will now make her statement of authority.
By the authority vested in me by the Charter, Statutes, and Rules of the World Maritime University, I hereby admit you to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Master of Science, or to the postgraduate diploma, as approved by the Academic Council, and confirm that you are entitled to all rights, privileges, and prerogatives pertaining thereto.
First row of graduands, please remain standing. The others may be seated. The Grand Marshal will now lead the graduands to the platform area. Conferred with the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, in absentia, Brian Buxton Barner of Ghana. Conferred with the degree of Master of Science or Postgraduate Diploma in Maritime Affairs, Maritime Energy Management, Bakari El Kamara, Gambia. Abiodun Abedemi Folorunsho, Nigeria. Luvo Gila, South Africa. In absentia, Rejard Mafe, the Philippines. And we have just seen Luvo Gila from South Africa. Mbotiji Elizabeth Monyedbo, Cameroon. Saidi Issa Mkwawa, Tanzania. Awarded with distinction in absentia, Nguyen Dan Kuan, Vietnam. Happiness Okohwe, Nigeria. Adriana Quesada Juarez, Panama. Awarded with distinction, Mohammed Azim Rajub, South Africa. Brian Singer Asturias, Guatemala. Andrew Akoy Tanu, Liberia. Danuja Wijayanto, Indonesia. Maritime Law and Policy. In absentia, Mohammed Meshal Al-Mutayri, Saudi Arabia. Christy Dwi Anita, Indonesia. Yvonne Ayumba Ayuk, Cameroon. Paulo de Araújo Ribeiro de Saita, São Tomé and Príncipe. Anis Fayala, Tunisia. Hoang Thi Hong Tan, Vietnam. Nachanok Kosai Suntorn, Thailand. Le Viet Long, Vietnam. In absentia, Akshay Kumar Mahapatra, India. Elsie Mamahoshi Morage, South Africa. Anujin Onon, Mongolia. Nino Patarea, Georgia. John Emmett Kwawa, Liberia. Andrew Punya Semeli, Tuvalu. Chanviasna Tet, Cambodia. Abraham Akwiti Te, Ghana. We now come to a very special part of the program where awards are made to individual graduates in recognition of their outstanding academic or individual performance. For the Chancellor's Medal, Master of Science in Maritime Affairs, Class of 2020, Mohammed Azim Rajub, South Africa. For the Lloyd's Maritime Academy Dissertation Prize, in absentia, Nguyen Dang Kuon, Vietnam. The annual Kalmar Prizes recognize 10 students who have distinguished themselves as role models for their classmates during the year. In this ceremony, we are pleased to announce 3 winners of these awards. Saidi Issa Mkwawa, Tanzania. Mohammed Azim Rujub, South Africa. Brian Singer Asturias, Guatemala. At this point, we would like to express our thanks to the musicians from the Malmö Fire Brigade Orchestra for their splendid contribution to our ceremony today. This ceremony is now coming to an end. It's been an extraordinary ceremony in extraordinary times. Nothing, however, changes the university's pride in its graduates. I now invite the President, Vice President, Registrar, faculty and graduates to rise. Will the Grand Marshal please lead the recession from the auditorium?